Autolite and its 96,000 dealers present Suspense. Tonight, Autolite brings you The Wages of Sin, a suspense play starring Miss Barbara Stanwyck as Ruby Miller.
You know her, George?
Yeah, Ruby Miller. Pretty good picture of her.
This is her apartment. She's had it for 2 months.
What was he doing here?
Don't know. He was dead when we got here. Shot within the hour.
Hello, Captain. We've been working hard.
Hello, Frank. Who is he?
Driver's license says his name's David Madlock, age 42, this city.
It is Madlock. Hard to recognize him with that kind of shooting. Keep going, Frank.
Desk clerk Frank DeMarco saw Madlock come through lobby about 9 o'clock, alone. He got it here a few minutes later.
What was Madlock doing here?
Don't know. DeMarco and the day clerk say they never saw him in building before.
Who reported it?
Janitor. Heard the shots. Called downtown, saw nothing.
Madlock's got a wife.
I sent some boys out to pick her up.
Okay. Doc tells me this is Ruby Miller's apartment.
That's right. She rented it 2 months ago. Haven't located her yet.
Now the tabloids are going to make this look juicy. David Madlock slain in Beauty's apartment.
If I know those tabloids we got in this town, that'll be tame.
All right, let's find her and get her story. I want an all-points bulletin out for Ruby Miller right away. She finally got herself messed up in something too big to handle. I don't care who you are. Nobody gets in.
This is my apartment, Pinhead.
Hey, what's going on out here, Sergeant? Who's this?
Who are you? Hey, what's the idea of all these cops? You holding crime school in my apartment or something?
You're Ruby Miller?
Yeah, that's right.
Come on in.
Nice of you.
I was just starting out to look for you.
What's going on around here anyhow? I leave for a couple of hours and... My rug!
His name is Frank Madlock. Interested?
What'd he bleed all over my rug for?
Come on, sister. The captain wants to see you.
Well, I want to see him. What kind of a police force do we have in this town? A lady can't go out for a drink without coming home to fight. Get your hands off me.
Inside.
When I finish my judo course, I'm going to look you up.
Hello, Ruby.
Oh. Huh. I draw all the dreamy ones. I might have known it'd be you, Captain Salvador.
That's all, Frank.
Yeah, that's all, Frank.
Tell me about yourself, Ruby.
You losing your hair?
It's falling out worrying about you. The last time was 47. No visible means of support.
I didn't know we were going to talk about old times, or I'd have cracked a bottle.
We aren't. Going to talk about that guy lying in there in front of your fireplace. Well?
They tell me his name is David Madlock.
You know that's his name. What's he doing in there?
How should I know? I never saw him my whole life.
How long have you been seeing him? What did you fight about? Ruby, you've had 4 arrests and 1 conviction in your time. You know we always get the answers.
Captain Doric Salvador, Copperoo. Huh. Been in the drugstore since 8:30. 15 people saw me drinking my malted milk while Junior in there must have been getting his brains blown out.
Do they all have
Every
names?
one of them. It was a bowling team on their way home. The Loafers.
You're telling me that corpse is a man you never saw before in your life?
That's exactly what I am telling you. Your crew will find that out by poking into everything and everybody in town. They'll also find my alibi's good and that your guesses are bad. If Madlock, or whatever his name is, staggers into my apartment while I'm out and somebody bumps him off, that's not my fault. And you nor any other single-headed cop is going to write it any different.
All right, Ruby. Let's go downtown.
Well, Doric Dream, you booked me as a material witness as expected. After all, you had to take somebody downtown. The newspapers tossed a lot of type around. My picture was in every paper, every edition. But after 2 days, it died on the vine. I made 3 inches in the second section after that. Ruby Miller released for lack of evidence. The morning I got out... Oh, wait while you blush. I wanted a bath more than anything else. All right. Just a minute. I'm coming.
Hello, Ruby. I missed you before you left the station.
I'm tired of looking at cops, Captain.
This will only take a minute.
I'll time you myself.
Thanks. I just been out talking to Marie Madlock, Dave Madlock's widow. And the way things happened, she still thinks that you and her husband were real palsy on the side. She hates the memory of him now.
Don't you ever give up.
I don't like to see a nice woman like Mrs. Madlock running around believing something that isn't true. My boys peeked under every rock in town before you were sprung, Ruby. They came up with 2 things that got you out. You were in the drugstore while Madlock was being killed, and you never knew the guy. I'm convinced of that.
My bathwater is getting cold, so am I.
Look, Ruby, you moved in that apartment 2 months ago, paid $400 rent in advance. The same day, you deposited $1,000 at Freeman's National. You also bought $400 worth of clothes and trinkets.
I hit a horse.
Somebody gave you dough to play a part in this. Who?
We've gone all through this before.
Who, Ruby? A key to this apartment was found on Madlock's body. How'd he get that key?
I don't know, Captain. I just don't know. I should have my lock changed.
All right, Ruby, I'm leaving.
Sorry you didn't have any luck, Captain.
You know, whatever you get out of this, they'll take 20 times as much back from you, right down to your soul. Madlock's killing was top-drawer stuff with some big people involved. People who don't care anything about you because you were just background scenery. They might want to change at any time. Aren't you scared, Ruby?
You'll never see the day.
Okay. Grandissimo bugliardo.
What does that mean?
You're a liar, Ruby.
Where did you get off thinking I was scared? What was there to be scared about? I held 3 aces in the deck, and that was enough, at least to make a starting bid. When I looked out my window that night and saw 2 men in overcoats standing across the street from the apartment, I felt extra brave. I wasn't worried one bit. Hello?
Ruby Miller,
Yes.
what are you still doing in town?
I'm waiting for a phone call, but it's not from you.
You're asking for it, doll. I'll be over.
Well, say hello to the 2 cops standing in front of my apartment house. Salvador's got them on me 24 hours a day.
Play it smart, doll. Get out of town while you got legs to walk on.
Listen, you thick-lipped creep. I want to talk to him, the big man, right away. And if I don't, I'll talk to the cops.
I just said how you better act, doll.
Sorry to disappoint you again, Doris, but I wasn't scared that time either. A spook call was always standard operating procedure for those kind of people. It let me down a little, though, having them think I was so square I wasn't expecting it. When I went to bed that night, I was dreaming of a new kind of life. And it started the next day with bells. Hello?
Miss Miller, my name is Victor Sheridan. I'm the attorney for the big man. And that's as close as you're going to get. Take it or leave it. My offices are in the Equity Building, Suite 203. I'll expect you any time today.
That was the music I was waiting for, Doris. I'll expect you anytime. And I made any time an hour later. Salvador's 2 shadows followed me when I left my apartment and went downtown. So I wasn't worried that anybody might interrupt my conversation with Sheridan and Carter, attorneys at law.
Call me Sheridan.
Sure.
My client asked me to speak to you.
Speak up.
All right. My client has been disturbed by your attitude.
Good for him.
He wonders why you haven't fulfilled your part of the bargain. After all, you've been well paid.
You call that money? A man I never saw before in my life came to me a couple of months ago and made the deal. $1,500. 2 months' rent on a nice apartment, and on a certain night I was to blow town, never come back.
You should have done it.
I saw a setup a mile off. How dumb do you think I am?
That is not the question, Miss Miller. How dumb do you think we are?
Dumb enough to know he needed a place to do a killing and someone with a rep like mine to throw the cops off. I know who he is, where he is, how he did it, and why he did it. Tell the client I want a payoff to keep quiet. Lots of payoff. Or I can tell a whole lot of cops something that will keep them absolutely spellbound.
I see.
Well?
Will this be enough to start with, Miss Miller?
$1,000? Look, Sonny, this is the major leagues. I want 10 to start with.
I haven't had much money in the office.
You can get it. There's a bank downstairs.
You're playing a very dangerous game, Miss Miller.
I've got built-in police protection at all times. All you have to worry about is coming through.
That protection may not last forever.
Let me worry about that.
Miss Miller, it's not up to me to decide the outcome of this affair, but somewhere, someplace, sometime, you'll be alone on a dark street. And I wouldn't want to say what might happen to you.
Well, don't you worry, Buster. I'm going to be burning money to keep all those dark streets bright. Now call the bank.